Ooh, cool effects. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the GBN podcast. If you're not part of the GBN squad, hit that like and subscribe button and help spread badminton to the world. As always, this episode is split in 3 parts, so we have news in the beginning, we're going to talk about some YouTube videos, and then talk about some GBN stuff. In the description below, I'll add the timestamps, so let's start off with the news. Olympic medalist Taufik Hidayat is caught in a corruption case. He admitted in court that he helped move money from one person to another, unknowing that it was a bribe. Later on a YouTube interview, he stated that the sports ministry is full of corrupt rats. Heads up to all you people, if someone asks you to move huge amounts of money in an envelope or something, it's generally sketchy business. In some positive news, the BWF has announced the Revamped tournament calendar, which has been criticized for having too many tournaments in such a small time frame. This also raises another problem, which is with legislation due to the COVID times, or whatever you want to call it, rules that are set, which might not allow certain players to travel to certain countries, or countries will not be able to receive players from a specific country. The Indian national badminton coach Gopi Chand, he kind of gave an interesting suggestion. He said that, or he kind of said, I'm paraphrasing, the whole idea of the tournaments is for fans to come and watch the best players and to involve the crowd, right? But due to COVID, some tournaments might not be able to have people watching. So does it make sense to have a tournament with no spectators? Wouldn't it make more sense to have multiple tournaments in a single place, making that players do not have to travel, do not have to be quarantined, do not have to risk catching the disease? I don't necessarily agree with this idea, but I do think that BWF is applying the same solution that they had for one problem for this new problem that has never existed before. Basically, it feels like BWF is solving this like there is no COVID-19. So they're just assuming like it was a typical problem, say that the airlines were down or something similar to that, and that things will just return to normal. Things will not return to normal because we don't have a vaccine, and maybe we need to think a little bit outside of the box. Comment below if you have any suggestions about this. Conrad Peterson retires from badminton to pursue a career in real estate. After the news that the Thomas Cup was postponed, he decided that what he was working was really working well, the team was good, and he thought it was a good time. Wishing the best in his new career. That is all for the news. Let's move on to YouTube. Moving on to YouTube, Grania, the Australian player, continues her series in YouTube about fitness with abs, legs, and stretching. Her videos are pretty good. Don't hit the play faster than your shadow golden standard, but still they are good and they're getting better. Another thing I have to give credit to her is her ease in speaking in front of the camera. She's pretty good in front of a camera, and definitely a star that the BWF can pick up, because she has a lot of like charisma, and I think she would be very easy to market by the BWF. Anyway, check out her videos, follow her channel because they are pretty good. Next, we have a new channel in the game, Liao Badminton Coaching. Former international player, now coach, has started a YouTube channel, which I personally really like because it mixes two things that I appreciate. So good cinematography and good technical explanation. He breaks away from that average explaining with the badminton gear on the court. He normally does a little intro walking around or outside, and then when he goes into the technical detail, he'll go on court, and he's very precise in his explanation. I really appreciate his explanations. I think they're really good. So far, the videos have been very good. Special shout out for the spinning serve one, which I really liked. And the only thing that worries me about this channel is a bit of a burnout, because they're producing a lot of content. I think it was like 3 videos a week or something. And it's very hard to keep that up pace, but if they're able to do it, that is great. Hope to see more from them. Finally on YouTube, we have Victor Axelson's VACADEMY video talking about smashing. Again, similar to Liao Badminton Coaching, which I like the technical aspect, Victor Axelson has one of the greatest, he's one of the best at explaining technique. He goes into so much detail, which for an expert, it's very hard. Generally, an expert will jump a bunch of stuff because it's so natural to them to do it. They don't already think about all the minute things. But Victor Axelsen breaks everything down to very small details. I really liked his videos while on lockdown. I hope that he continues these videos because I think they're pretty good. Good quality, but the explanations are awesome. Looking forward to what he'll have up next. All right, for the GBN part of the show. Unfortunately, I had recorded a GBN podcast and I recorded the air badminton review, but when I looked at the camera, all the imagery was unfocused. Don't know why. I'm now using the auto zoom, so hopefully it's not. The problem with the Nikon auto zoom is that it twitches a lot. It's always searching for the auto zoom, so it's always like tick, tick, tick. I'll see then in post if that's what it looks like. Hopefully not, because it makes the viewing experience a bit worse. Then I have a new pair of shoes to review, and I'll add that. I'm gonna do the video of the air badminton review next because I have to reshoot it like I explained before. And then I'll compare also my old badminton shoes. So we'll get a good series there of gear review. I also have 2 other ideas in the making that I haven't decided how I'm gonna film it, but let's see. Things will come out, so we'll have the air badminton review, we'll have the shoe review, the 2 shoe reviews. I have my stringer review, which I don't have my stringer here because I lent it, so I have to review also that. I think it's actually a great review, the Pro Pros badminton stringer. I think a lot of people will be interested in it. Anyway, those are all in the making. I will now record the air badminton review, so stay tuned for it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay safe.